Catus, Maximus here, this time with a review of Ball's new disposable aluminum cups. It's a noble idea. I don't think that for consumer home use, they're really going to be that great or used that much. They certainly aren't going to replace the red Solo cup that's ubiquitous in college campuses all around the world, and particularly in the United States. That's what this packaging is. All it is just a whole bunch of just kind of advertising about how great and recyclable aluminum is. They advertise them for cold beverages because, of course, aluminum is a very good conductor of heat. So if you put it in a hot beverage, it'll burn you. But conversely, you can put it in a cold beverage, it's going to warm up a little faster than a plastic cup, and it's going to freeze your hand a little bit more. They're made okay. There's a bit of inconsistency in them. You can see that here. Sorry about my voice. I'm getting over the flu. Really hate the flu. It sucks. Actually, I make a few videos ahead, and this is the first series of videos that I've been making recovering from the flu. This is how I sound like 6 or 7 a week later after coming down with symptoms. Absolutely terrible. A little history of the Ball Company. They've been around for like a century. Ball Brothers. And this company has a history. They have made a huge number of products. They've made everything from playing card cutting devices or cutting shears, basically for playing card cheating stuff. That was way back in like the 20s or 30s, to things that they are most likely known for, which is the ball mason jars. They have the nice distinction that in the 1940s, they were sued under antitrust for trying to make a monopoly of these glass mason jars. They've since spun off the glass mason jar business into a wholly owned subsidiary, but they still use the Ball name. After that whole fiasco with them getting busted for trying to monopolize glass mason jars, they realized, well, they could start making beverage containers out of aluminum cans. And Ball is the world's largest manufacturer of beer, soda and beer cans. So they still got their monopoly, but they decided that wasn't enough, and they are a very aggressive corporation in the 1960s. Now, people who may be into science, who've watched NASA or documentaries about spacecraft or satellites, has probably seen that there is Ball assembly facilities or assembly rooms on NASA properties. And that is the very same Ball. In the 1960s, they thought, well, after aluminum, starting to get in the aluminum beverage cans, we might as well make satellites. Really strange. But it is indeed the same company. The company that makes glass mason jars, these aluminum drinking cups, aluminum cans, also makes satellites. Really kind of surprising. Anyway, and I should also mention, Amazon is not the cheapest. And these things, when I was checking making this video, these things are like $10 shipped. I got this 10-pack for $5 at Albertsons. So I paid, or Safeway, which is the same company. Albertsons bought out Safeway. So Amazon prices are twice as high as you can just going down to a Safeway or Albertsons and buying them. So shame on you, Amazon, for price gouging. And that's really saying something, because Albertsons ain't the cheapest grocery store out there. That's for sure. But at 50 cents a piece, I think their idea is that these would replace the red plastic cups. It is noble. It is less environmentally damaging. The plastics issue is a big deal. So aluminum is better. They're selling, not designed for use in dishwashers. That's mainly because the dishwashing detergent will discolor the aluminum. It's not a big deal. You put them in a dishwasher and they'll end up, like if I use Cascade powder detergent, and the aluminum objects will come out this kind of dull grayish color. You can certainly hand wash them. They are, unlike the plastic cups, these will get dinged up and dented just in absolute no time. So once again, for the 50 cents a piece, it isn't disposable. That takes a bit of resources to stamp these out, to melt down the aluminum. I mean, you can get like 100 Solo cups for $5. There are even country songs about the red Solo cup. And so that's the other issue, is these will not replace it. Frat parties and frat people aren't going to go down and spend 50 cents a cup unless they're at like some Ivy League college and they have a ton of money. So really where I see these making the biggest impact is things like sports venues, football games, baseball stadiums where they serve, beverages and beers. That's where these are going to make the biggest difference, because that is a huge amount of plastic cups that they can eliminate. And then, the thousands, or more realistically, hundreds of thousands or millions of those plastic cups at sporting events could be eliminated. And then they can use these types of cups, more than durable enough at a sporting event, and then they will be able to recycle them. But for personal use, it's more of a novelty item because they're really just too expensive. And really, for personal use, get yourself some margarita shaker cups. They sell these stainless steel cups. I mean, this one in particular is from a margarita shaker, but you can get these stainless steel cups, and as far as Amazon, if they're charging $10 for a 10-piece set on Amazon of those, you can get for $20. You can get a 10-piece set of stainless steel cups. And then these are going to be much more durable. They're not going to discolor or give you any of those kind of issues. Washing them in the dishwasher, they're obviously much heavier duty. I could crush all these aluminum cups with this stainless steel cup. And so that's really my recommendation. But I did want to do a little video about it because I was intrigued by these aluminum cups. I was also intrigued by the fact that I was just reading that there's an aluminum can shortage. So many people are, restaurant because of the pandemic. A lot more people are at home. A lot more canned beverages are being purchased, creating an aluminum can shortage. And since Ball's the world's largest manufacturer of aluminum cans, it seems a little strange that they're like, okay, you know what, we're going to go ahead and take away production from aluminum cans so we can charge all of our vendors a little bit more money for that and move production into aluminum cups. Seems a little bit surreptitious, but as we know, as I was discussing earlier, Ball's a super competitive company. So they're kind of doing two stones. One, it allows them to just charge a little bit more for aluminum cans, kind of like computer graphics cards, because there's a shortage of them. And then secondly, it allows them to now start competing with plastic cup manufacturers like Solo. And in reality, the plastics things issue, I keep on reading about this. Plastics are just everywhere now. They recommend, all seafood now has plastic in it. You eat salmon or anything, there's going to be plastics. People are having bowel problems now because of plastics that they are getting into their intestines from seafood that they're eating. So I do approve of that. And even though these won't make a dent, like I said, in like frat parties or, family reunions because of their price, some people will use them, some people won't. And the fact that they kind of say use once, which is a little bit more disappointing because obviously you can once again hand wash these and get more than one use out of them, even though they'll get pretty dented up. I think their biggest impact is in commercial situations, catering, sports events. I could even see situations where if they could get some of the fast food joints, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, etc., to start using these things, that could also make a big dent in the plastics. So anyway, that's my take on Ball's new quote-unquote semi-disposable aluminum cups. They're certainly pretty durable. I'm pretty sure that you could actually stand on one of these, in a really balanced fashion. And, I generally like the idea of them. You just have to be careful and really take in consideration what you're really going to get out of a quote-unquote semi-disposable cup that's 50 cents a pop or $1 a pop, for crying out loud, off of Amazon. And a little bit of a sacrifice that you make because they don't offer the insulating capabilities that plastic cups have. Whether hot or cold, because it's aluminum cup, the cold beverage is going to heat up faster, the hot beverage is going to cool off faster. You're more likely that you're going to end up with a freezing hand when you have ice cold beverage, and you're going to be more likely to get burned if you have piping hot coffee in there. So it's something just to be aware of. And the fact that they're delicate. They were a few packages that were a bit beat up, and so I had to dig through to find a good package, because I know if I see a big dent in the side of the box, that means that the whole stack of cups is also going to have are a real nasty dent, so you have to kind of pay attention to that too. But they are made in USA. They are at least supporting American jobs with these things. So I'll give them that credit too. Anyway, that's my take on the ubiquitous Ball Brothers aluminum semi-disposable cups. I just don't think they're quite as world-changing as they claim right here on the packaging. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.